I broke the Fortnite speedrunning world record.
There it is, baby, there it is!
In a time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 29 seconds. But you're probably wondering, how do you actually even speedrun Fortnite? And more importantly, how did a 31-year-old content creator manage to get the fastest time in the world? Well, you've probably seen a ton of these speedrunning bronze to Unreal ranked videos. There are hundreds of them, if not thousands of them, and all of them are titled speedrunning, but none of these are a speedrun. Where are the times? Where are the competitions? Where's the records? But they did make me think. What legitimate speedruns could I actually do to try and set a world record? So I started my research on the official speedrun.com site, and they have Mongrel's edit course and Jduth's 100 level death run. I'll be honest, I respect your time. I don't think that would be a very interesting video to watch me try to beat a simple edit speedrun course. 254, oh my god, I'm so good. So I would be last. So I basically just banked the video and thought this is never going to go anywhere. That wasn't until about 1 month later where I saw this video from CypherPK titled, How Fast Can You 100% Fortnite? Now, in this video, Cypher attempted a speedrun where he played all 8 of the public playlists with the goal of getting a victory royale in each of them as fast as possible. Now, he did this in a time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 18 seconds. Now, I thought, CypherPK, hold a new world record speedrun. This is going to be light work for a video. No! Surely, this is the easiest video I'm ever going to make. I've been pickaxed. 1 attempt, day 13. The video's done. Upload it. It'll be a banger. Great. However, the previous record holder of Zetfar then reattempted this run, and he managed to do this in a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 24 seconds. Now, you may think this run looks fairly easy. All you need to do is win 1 game of each of the 8 public playlists in the fastest time possible. And for competitive players, winning some pub matches, come on, like, that's light work. That should be really easy. It's not. I mean, winning the games is easy, but that's not the problem. The problem is winning the games fast. Now, Zetfar did the playlists in this order, importantly with Rocket Racing last, and in his run, he actually ended up losing in the first race, so he had to back out and reattempt it, which wasted a few minutes. Now, given I had never played Rocket Racing before this point, and the fact that Zetfar had a pretty bad time on this split, I decided to put it first, so I could just continually restart the clock over and over and give myself a good head start. And to start with, yeah, I was awful at it. Oh, wrong way. Oh, I'm so bad. Where am I? But I was learning pretty quick. A jump. That one. Yeah, jump. That one. Yeah, we're getting it. We're not getting it. Where are you going, bro? Now, I'm not going to talk too much about Rocket Racing in this because I basically found a way to win every single race guaranteed, and I'll circle back to that later in the video. But over the runs of practicing this, I genuinely got way better at this game mode. I didn't really learn a lot of the courses like some of the pros and some of the really best players do with a lot of the shortcuts and all the speed boosts and whatnot, but I was doing it fast enough to make a good runtime. Since I could win pretty much every single game, all that it came down to was course selection. You see, some courses are around 1 to 2 minutes longer than other ones, and some courses you can finish in under 2 minutes themselves. So pretty much whatever course you got was entirely RNG, and that depended on whether or not you had a good rocket race run or not. Zetfar finishes rocket racing around 6 minutes and 33, but because I put it first, it didn't matter how many times I lost because I could just reset the run. Someone had the audacity to type GG well played in the chat. No! I was first the whole time. He said GG well played again. After losing to this guy twice more and getting GG well played twice more, I was able to save 5 minutes here. Okay. Boom. First place. Let's go. Under 2 minutes as well. Now, as much as I was focused on time, my main goal of this first attempt was actually just to finish a run and get a time. So my strats were relatively simple. I would W key all of the build modes and then just play to win for the zero build modes because I haven't played much zero build in my life, I'll be completely honest, and I'm not very good at it. So on my very first attempt, I managed to clock in a time of 2 hours, 27 minutes and 42 seconds. This was fast enough to beat CypherPK on my first try. However, in order to beat Zetfar's attempt, I would need to take 17 minutes off of this time. So I had to come up with some better strategies, or literally any strategies. Firstly, obviously, I need to W key all of the zero builds, which basically meant I died a lot in zero builds. In the OG playlist, the rifts were incredible because you could just fly up into the sky and scout way more players. And then in Battle Royale, you could do something similar just with the cars. Keeping your car alive by continually refueling it at gas stations is incredibly important, which means if you get a south zone, for example, these games actually tend up being longer because your car will probably blow up. And because of the Star Wars season, I thought, why am I wasting time hiding away from these TIE fighters when I could just get in them and just kill people that way? Now, these got removed later on in the challenge, didn't actually matter, but I did have some really quick zero build games just killing everyone in a TIE fighter or an X-Wing. So after 17 attempts, I was able to knock off 4 minutes from my previous best time, which I'll be honest, did make me want to give up this challenge. Like, how am I actually meant to take another 13 minutes off of this time in order to beat Zetfar? So I started to look into his run and really compare it to mine to see where was I actually going wrong. I was saving time on the rocket racing and the Team Rumble splits, but his OG and reload splits were just so much faster than mine. I mean, he was 4 minutes ahead on the OG split and almost 7 minutes ahead on the OG zero build. The main problem I was running into was that players were just hiding. Like, there are 4 other players left alive in this tiny zone, and none of them are peeking or doing anything. But if you look at Zetfar's runs, they were all just total bots who were just walking out in the open, so he could kill them really quickly and get the match over with. So I asked myself, how do I get bot lobbies in Fortnite? And after a quick Google search and some time wasted watching some of the worst YouTube content I've ever seen in my life, I came up completely empty. In solos, it just doesn't seem like there was a consistent way to do it. Then I had an idea. As I play on EU, the hardest region, why not play these zero build matches on the Middle East server where the population is much smaller? This means I may get slightly longer queue times, but because there's less players queuing into each match, that means there'd actually be more bots in these matches. So the result of this should mean less real players left alive at the end and then faster matches. Now, I alluded to this earlier, but this is actually how I was able to win every single rocket racing match too, as there's pretty much no real players in the Middle East region playing rocket racing, so you can just guarantee yourself a bot lobby and win the race every single time. Now, this absolutely worked, as my zero build games were significantly faster.
Max, let's go.
And in attempt number 21, for the first time, I was actually on pace to beat the world record until this. Now, you'll notice my ping while I was doing this was actually still pretty good, and that was all thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Exit Lag. When you're playing on a server that's not that close to where you live, the routing between here is often very poor. But Exit Lag can ensure that you have the optimal routing and give you slightly less ping. For me, I used this on every single one of the Middle East matches that I played, which I did for the rest of the attempts for this video, which lowered my ping by around 10 per match. You've also probably noticed the bug in creative where your ping is 20 to 30 higher than it actually should be, and this is because the match accidentally connects to the wrong sub-server. However, Exit Lag can also help fix that. As you can see, when I turned it on, it went all the way down to 0, which is what it should be. They can also help increase your FPS with the FPS boost options, meaning you don't have to use some dodgy tweaker from Twitter. They're currently running a promotion where if you subscribe to the annual subscription, you'll get 50% off and get 3 30-day keys for free. You can check out Exit Lag through the link in the description or by the QR code on screen, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. Now, midway through this challenge, the new season dropped, so I ended up having some other videos to work on, and I didn't really have time to do this. However, when I came back to it, the Team Rumble playlist had actually been removed at this point, so I adjusted the times accordingly. Now, this actually hurt my chances of beating this record because Team Rumble was a playlist that I would actually gain around 2 minutes on, so this challenge actually just got even harder. Unfortunately, this update didn't actually bring many valuable changes to the OG and Reload either that could save me time. However, for the standard Battle Royale playlists, there was one new item that was absolutely critical for saving time: the tracking visor. You see, the tracking visor has 2 functions. The first is a scan, where any player within an 80 meter radius will be highlighted. This really helps finding those last few players who hide in buildings and bushes and just drag out games. The second function, though, which is arguably more useful for this challenge, is the footstep feature. Behind where players are walking, they will now leave footsteps, and these footsteps are actually visible from a long way away. So by driving around in a car, I was easily able to find players I would have previously missed, again, clearing out the lobby faster. Unfortunately, don't kill the players for you.
What?
Base boost was also incredibly useful. For a large part of this challenge, the Storm Beast's pom-pom was in the game, which turned players into the Storm Beast. Now, this is pretty annoying as they took a long time to eliminate, but with the base boost, I can just completely counter anyone doing this by flying away and then repeatedly shooting them. But one of the biggest struggles I was still having was the OG playlists. Some of the ways you die in this are just mind-bogglingly annoying.
He headshot sniped me.
Now, what a lot of people forget is OG still has a 2x headshot multiplier with a lot of the assault rifles. So you can just die like this.
What? 72, 72, 72. This game is so...
Funnily enough, they decided the next day to buff aim assist, which I thought was quite funny. In OG build, you basically have to carry an RPG because everyone just spams you with them at all times.
There's no way. No!
They also just died to some other stupid stuff, like... Both these last two clips, by the way, on world record pace. This mode just had so many runs that were ended from annoying places. Now, since I could win every rocket racing match, I moved it to later in the run, just so I could put all of the zero build first. Now, the main issue was the speed of the OG zero build, since Zephyr did this so quickly, so I moved it first, and then just kept restarting runs until I had a good time, and then I could continue the rest of the run. Eventually, on run 48, I was able to save 1 minute and 5 seconds because the last player was just a bot in the open.
Nice. We got a good time. Finally. Let's go. Let's go.
Using all of these new strats, I was able to be on world record pace, and here's what happened on the second last split. Now, I'd accidentally muted my mic for this part of the run, but you can kind of guess what I was saying. Now, worst of all, I didn't even realize that this run had no chance of beating the world record. You see, so many of my runs ended early that I didn't realize that the last playlist is actually the hardest. Reload. Now, a few runs later in run 55, the same day as run 48, I was 2 minutes and 47 seconds behind the world record going into reload. It wasn't the best run, but by the time Zephar's reload match had ended, there was still 9 other players left alive in my match, and these weren't bad players by any means.
The run is officially over.
Zephar's time was 13 minutes and 21 seconds, but this included a queue time of roughly 2 minutes. This meant that the actual match time was much more like 11 minutes and 21 seconds. Now, you probably have no reference for this, but this is incredibly fast. So, just like I'd previously done with the OG Zero build, I moved the reload playlist first. Then I would just run the playlist over and over and over again, restarting after every run that was slower than Zephar's run. That was literally every run. This time was unbeatable. At this point, I really just wanted to give up this challenge, but I'd committed so much time that it would just be such a waste. I've done over 90 runs at this point, and I can't create a video titled, "I tried to beat the Fortnite speedrunning world record, but I was too crap and can't do it." It literally wasn't possible to beat his time here with the players I'm getting in my lobby on this account. On this account. On this, maybe I could get a bot reload lobby on a new account. I know what you're thinking. A new account just to get bad lobbies? That's cheating, Reese. How can you put all this effort in just to cheat at the end and get bot lobbies? Well, look at the players in Zephar's reload game. They were literally almost entirely bots and bronze level players. He dropped 43 elims in his match. Now, initially I thought he just elo bugged or cheated his way into this lobby with some sort of queue manipulation or I don't know what. But as it turns out, he just accidentally timed his run amazingly. You see, the ranks for reload had just reset, so almost every single player was playing ranked reload rather than reload, leaving just a bunch of bots and awful players in the pub playlist. He was running into literal NPCs that can't build, and I am dying like this.
I've been pickaxed.
Now, I tried this over 90 times, and not once did I get a lobby equally as bad as his. It was all just relatively good players, and if they weren't good, they just stayed alive to the end by running away over and over and over again. No game was even close to as fast as his.
Minute 19 more. Like, it's not even worth doing a run with that.
Day 12 on the Resub Enjoyer fresh account. Now, I can confirm, if you start a new account, the players are awful. But that doesn't guarantee a really fast reload time because really bad players also just hide. There's actually a guy back there in the corner. I'm 100% certain of it. I just lost, bro. I was on the run. I can't even be mad. I milked. I also realized that this bot elo does not last. All right, starting your account. Resub sub has been created. No! Account number 3. Follow resub. I've been sniped. Sub. That's a good name. No! Naturally, I've named this account Resub Sucks. I feel it's fitting. All right, attempt 104 on account Resub Sucks. Now, the keen-eyed of you will notice that I did not start the timer, but after this match, I ended up rectifying that. I counted all the time in Premiere, added it on, and then clicked start on the next playlist at the exact same time. Now, basically everything went right in this game. After landing at Pleasant, I pulled the zone here, which meant that tons of the respawners ended up in this area. So by the time I left, I already had 20 elims and there was only 27 players left. My loadout RNG and selection was also amazing, as I was able to get shockwaves, a grappler, and a fizz. Since so many bad players just run away from you with mobility as much as they physically can, carrying this loadout means I can always chase them, kill them once, and then repeatedly kill them out of the sky. Wiping out these players early from the game means they're not going to hide at the very end and waste any more time. I finished the reload portion of this in 12:20, which is 1 minute ahead of Zetfar, but because his included a queue time and mine didn't, technically I actually did this slower. Next up, reload zero build, and this is still one that I'm relatively nervous about, even though I'm on a new account, because there's always one good player in every single lobby, and you always just expect everyone not to be able to shoot you back. Really importantly, since you can't build to protect yourself, you always need some mobility on hand so you don't just accidentally die at one point in the game. I swear that guy was about to snipe me in the head. Mate, I must be psychic. No, bro, why is it like a random good player in this? I was able to land on a supply drop and get myself a little bit of loot and kill a few more bots. Then it was only down to a top 4 scenario with the one good player still remaining. Since I remembered his skin, I ended up focusing him and cracking his shield. That's what we need. Oh, he's gone. Where's this guy come from? Bro, die. Oh my god, last two guys are fighting. Flynn's dead. Nice. Easy win. Woo. Got a little shaky. Because everyone fought right at the end, that reload game was actually relatively quick, and I was actually able to finish this split 44 seconds faster than Zetfar. Right, hope for the good RNG and OG. That's what we got to hope for now. And the chests blessed me. Slurp and a shotgun. Chest 1. Not too shabby, is it? We'll pump, maybe. Oh my god, gold scar. Oh my god, 3 bags. Now, this inventory doesn't look amazing, but if you've ever opened 5 chests in OG, you'll know truly how lucky this is to get this many heals. And honestly, I feel like the game was just trying to let me win this challenge at this point. Oh my god, another gold scar. Okay. I got 3 gold scars from chests. But as we know, the main RNG that matters in OG is the last few players, not the loot that you actually end up getting. And I could not finish the fight against the second last player. Because of the 999 materials, every time I RPG'd, he just created new boxes and new boxes and new boxes until the zone ended up catching up. Now, somehow I didn't have any campfires in my inventory, despite the fact that I usually have 5 to 10 of these at this point in the game. So once the zone caught up, I had to disengage and rotate away from him, which wasted a ton of time. In total, this fight took over 5 minutes when most fights are over in 10 to 20 seconds. I gotta kill him. So because I have no materials, almost no HP, and now I'm in a really long OG game, I just had to risk the entire run and jump into the final player's box. Oh my god, I so nearly melt. On the OG section, I lost 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and now I was actually behind Zetfar's time. Knowing that I'd more than likely lose around 2 minutes on the OG zero build because Zetfar did this so quickly, I was frustrated and contemplated giving up this run and just starting it again. I actually lost so much time in the OG because that one guy just would not die. But mama didn't raise no bitch.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the deciding game. I'll be real.
I landed at Canyon as always to give myself a good chance at getting one of the scan visors from the academy stands, but both of them didn't spawn. I even traveled all the way to one of the bunkers.
No visor. Dang, man, that's so unfortunate again.
I made the decision to go for the medallion regardless, and as I was fighting a player behind there, someone who was crouching on top of the building third-partied the fight, letting me know he was there. Had I just gone for the coin with no visor, I easily could have died here. I absolutely packed this guy in.
Boxed. Get out!
And chased another player who was third-partying, killing him and finally getting a visor.
Got the visor! That's what we need!
After wiping out Dago the boss, I had the perfect loadout. The Mythic Spire, a pump, a base boost, the scan visor, chug jug, and the medallion to recharge my shield. But from here is where I'd make my most genius time save of the entire run. You see, the problem is always that last player alive in the lobby. If they're too bad, they can just hide in a building, and even with the scan visor, it can take a lot of time to find them. So my workaround for this was to allow another player to go up to the island and to kill the boss that was up there. That meant that they would take the medallion from up on that island, and they would be visible on the map at all times. And in this game, that was Sweaty Bobber.
Someone's already got the coin on island. Amazing. Amazing. The plan is all coming together.
So it was pretty simple. Just to keep away from him and W-key everyone else so that both of us could clean out the lobby as quick as possible.
Is he still shooting me? Wait. No, he's shooting someone else. 1v1, let's go. Die, bro. Nice, let's go. That's super quick. We saved almost 2.5 minutes. Almost 3 minutes saved. We needed that.
The 3 minutes saved here was massive because that now put me 2 minutes and 11 seconds ahead of the world record pace. But with Zetfar's OG Zero build being so fast, I knew that I was more than likely going to lose my lead here. And unfortunately, my RNG of spawn was not good. Now, across all of the attempts, I tried multiple different loadouts to see really what was the best thing to carry in this game mode. I realized a lot of the best players were running double pump because there's actually no pump delay in OG. So if you're up in someone's face, double pump is just insanely strong. This was particularly true when I started the challenge in season 3 of OG because most pump shotguns did over 220 headshot damage. So if you double pumped in close range, you had a very high likelihood of killing them extremely quickly. However, you always want to carry an assault rifle for the medium range engagements, and a sniper is just so valuable in this because not only does it just finish some fights really quickly, a lot of the engagements you're having are against bots in this mode, and the faster you elim them, the faster you can move on. One of the reasons Zetfar's run on this was so quick was because he just sniped the final player and ended that fight instantly. So as good as double pump was, it's not really viable to carry. People also just love RPGs in this, and I died to that a lot.
Is he double RPGing me? Or is that just... He's triple RPGing! What is this guy doing, bro?
Now for the heal slot, unfortunately, you can't carry the chug jug in this because it's the old chug jug where you have to wait 15 seconds for a full HP revival, which just is not actually that useful. This meant that I had to prioritize taking 3 big pots, or if I couldn't find those, it was going to be 6 minis. And that leaves the final slot. Now there's not really actually any mobility items outside of the launch pads, but these are a trap item. And because the chapter 1 map is so open, you basically have to either carry porta-forts or bunkers. And this is where the problems lie. I land at retail and there are 18 chests here. In this run, I opened every single one of them and got 0 bunkers, 0 porta-forts, and 0 snipers. Even more unfortunately, both of the vending machines in retail were green rarity. And if they were purple, this means they could have dropped porta-forts, but the green rarity does not drop bunkers. So these were basically useless. Now, many of my runs have ended because I just didn't have a bunker in my inventory and I was in the open in the wrong place and ended up dying. And I didn't want this run just to end like that. So after looting all of retail and killing all of the players and bots there, I went north up to containers where I found no bunks, but I did find a sniper. So then I decided to go east and go to grab a supply drop, as these have a high chance of dropping porta-forts, and I didn't get this here. I then looted the entire of Wailing Woods POI and found none, and I only managed to find some bunkers when I finally rotated up to Risky Reels, where I was able to get 4.
Bunks! We found 2 bunks! Oh my god, we found 4! The world is good. Now, we have 5 minutes to kill 10 people. I'm gonna need to hit some heater snipes here, I'll be honest. Oh my god, I hit a snipe. Let's go. Oh my god, I had 2 snipes in a row.
I want to pause this crappy montage of me sniping bots and bad players to mention this is actually where Zetfar won his match. So yeah, it was like unbeatably fast. But here is where I start to really utilize the rift strategy. But despite being so high, that doesn't mean it's always easy to find where the players are at.
Shots, shots. 2 people shooting each other. Oh my god, where? Was this direction somewhere? In the basement? Oh, I think they might... Oh, he's in the tree, bro. Oh my god, he's in the tree.
And here is a prime example of why the bunkers are so required. This little hill here, you actually cannot get up here in zero build without bunkers. So by throwing the bunker up into this position, I was able to climb onto the hill and was pretty much in an unlosable spot.
Nice!
Now with that win, I was only 15 seconds ahead of the world record pace.
Okay, I just need to win this one. I just need to win this one. I played a million zero build games. Just don't milk it. We've been here so many times. Let's go. Let's see it. Let's see it. Don't see any gliders, so if they are dropping, they don't have as good a drop as I do. I'm really flexing dropping on zero build Middle Eastern pub kids. That's crazy. And in the first chest... Oh my god. First chest, visor. Let's go. Generational. Base boost. Another visor. Pump. Okay, whatever. Can't win them all, I guess.
However, in this game, someone had landed at Demon's Domain and had taken the medallion and the mythic AR. Thankfully, I third-partied at the perfect time.
Yes! That was the noob. Let's go! Right, that's the main risk of the game done. Hopefully now someone goes for island. Hopefully someone will take it.
Now, I yet again got good RNG this game as the zone pulled to the northeast, meaning I could continually rotate between these 2 gas stations here, refueling and healing my car, allowing me to continually W key. And immediately after that...
Shots. Okay, now someone's find the boss. Someone's find the boss. Amazing. Amazing. You don't know you're falling right into my trap, my friend. Someone's got the car. Someone's got it. Someone has it. Let's go. Right. Oh, some footsteps over here.
And now you can truly see how useful the tracking visor is. I didn't use the actual scan feature once in this entire game, but the ability to see the footsteps just allowed me to get so many elims on players just running around in the open.
This guy's healing off in the storm. Two more people. Oh. That's probably him. That's probably him. I don't want that. I don't want to fight that guy. Because together we can look for the other guy, bro. Do you not understand? Together, ape strong. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't know together, ape strong. He might just be keying me, to be fair. I might just kill him. Yeah, he's just keying me. Bro, die. Nice. One more to go. Last guy. Last guy. Where are you? Oh, there he is. Oh my god, perfect. He's a real player. Boost pass. Nice. Let's go.
With that quick game, I managed to save another 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So now all I had to do was win one single rocket racing match.
No real players, quick course. No real players, quick course. No real players, quick course.
Please give me an NPC. All NPC lobby. All NPC lobby.
Oh my god, that looks like burst but first coffee. That could be a real player. That could be a real player. Please. Please just let me win this rocket racing. Please just let me win this fucking rocket racing. I don't want to do this anymore. If he's cooking my ass, I'm just backing out.
But I very quickly realized I'd made a mistake on this new account.
Oh my god, my settings aren't right. My binds aren't right. The binds aren't right. What's my drift button? Oh my god, what is my drift button? B, okay. Okay, I got it. Got it. Panic on the binds not being right. I got this. This is also a short course. Utter silence. Just what you want from your content. A guy who's not speaking. There it is, baby. There it is.
150.29 for resub sucks. I've spent 2 weeks, 104 attempts. But my god, does it feel good to get it done. Let's go. I'm very happy. Now I can start editing this video. Sorry for not uploading for so long.